Okay, you'll want a piece of slab that's kind of long to start out with. Then you'll take a straight edge like a ruler and cut one long straight edge. Then you're going to need to measure it to make sure that this long strip of slab is the same size the whole way down. So you'll measure it off and then cut the other side of it. And you can just leave the ends just rough, but both sides should be cut evenly. You're going to discard those pieces right there. Then you want to take a cylinder, like this cardboard cylinder here, and just very carefully start wrapping it around it. Not real tight. You'll just kind of take it and you'll start rolling it around like that, even letting it overlap. And that's the main thing, is you want it to overlap all the way around. So use the whole piece and then kind of loosen it up to where it sits flat on the table surface, and just let it start drying that way. You might go ahead and put it in front of the fan for about 15 to 20 minutes. Once it's firm enough to stand up on its own, take the cardboard tube out, and then right here you're going to want to make sure that the ends are lined up and still overlapped, but then you're going to take a dull razor blade or a dull X-Acto blade, hold a ruler up to it so make sure that you're cutting down straight, and you'll cut all the way down through it. You'll remove the overlap pieces, and then you've got it to where it lines up and it matches both sides. So since the tube part of the cup, the cylinder part is already started drying, you want to make sure you have another piece of slab that is also equally dry, and you're going to use it for the bottom of the mug. So you'll set up the mug, the top of the mug, and take a long skewer stick and trace around that slab on the bottom, and that's what's going to be cut out and used for the bottom of your mug. So you see how I have a circle there, then you're going to take the X-Acto and just cut that circle out. Okay, before you start attaching pieces, you want to make sure that they are properly scored. So everywhere where pieces are attaching, you're going to score it with a scoring tool. Score on both sides here, and then score the bottom part, since it's going to be going on the inside, and you'll need to score on the inside because it's going to be attached on the inside, up inside of the cup cylinder. So you want to make sure that you take the bottom part and score it really well. And then score the bottom part where the bottom part of the mug, the flat part, is going to be attached as well. Once you've scored everything, then you're going to take slip and put it on all the scored sides that are going to be attaching to other pieces. Carefully place everything together and start blending it together and wipe off any excess slip that oozes out. After you've done that, you want to flip it over and make sure that the bottom piece is attached, making sure you don't poke it down in and cause it to fall inside. So just carefully smooth it out and blend it all together. While you're doing all this, you should have had a handle that's set aside and firming up so that it'll attach. And the way you'll do this is you can do it in a press mold or just freehand your own handle. Just make sure it's big enough that your fingers will fit through. You want to score it on both sides that will attach. Put a little slip on both sides and just barely touch it where the seam is, because the handle is going to help hide the seam. But all you're wanting to do right there is just to put a little piece of slip on it to mark it where it needs to go. Then you can go back and score it, and then come back and press it on. Once you've got your handle on, you want to make sure that there's not any flaws or crumbs or anything stuck to it. And then you can also taper off the top so it's easier to drink out of.